We are off and running with a new school year. Students, teachers, even administrators, all settling in now.
That includes our next guest, the new Liverpool School Superintendent, Rick Chapman. Rick, thanks so much for being here. Really appreciate your time.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
You started August 1st, I know, but I want to know how it's going now that the buildings are really full of students and teachers and all the staff and everything's bustling.
Well, personally, coming in August was great. Coming back into Liverpool, I knew the process and procedures. I'd been there previously. It was also nice seeing a lot of friendly faces in Liverpool. And having a nice support network for the other area superintendents made the transition probably as easy as it could possibly be. The last couple weeks with students, it's been remarkably smooth. And that's a testament to the hard work of our teachers and the building administrators, our maintenance and transportation departments, getting the schools ready for our students with open arms and making sure our students get to and from school safely. So very impressed with our staff, and it's off to a great start. I hope it keep it rolling.
Yeah.
All right. And Rick, you have a new position, but you are familiar with Liverpool.
Sure.
No stranger at all to Liverpool.
Sure.
You were executive director for early education for about 7 years. So what brought you back?
Yeah, so I had I really liked my job in my previous district, which was West Hill. I worked with a good friend of mine there. So to come back wasn't an easy decision. However, I started my career in Liverpool. I was a student taught in Liverpool, was a teaching assistant, special ed teaching assistant in Liverpool years ago. Met my wife in Liverpool, so I have some strong community ties there. And then, you know, moving through the years, came back to Liverpool as the executive director. Really, it comes down to the relationships I developed, not only the relationships in the district, but also the community relationships. So, you know, as the position opened up and I decided it'd be a position I was interested in, you know, it was those relationships where I thought I could come back and help calm the waters in some areas.
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah, it's no secret. It's been a little bumpy there in the district the last few years. So how do you come in and get the entire school community to, I guess, hit reset and kind of start fresh and go forward here? Sure.
I think a lot of it is timing. Timing's everything. So I think at this point, the staff is ready to reset. I think the community is ready to reset. And really, we take a team approach in working with the building principals, our district level administrators, community members, parents. Just even talking with students, I feel like we're ready to take that step forward. So it's really about joining arms and making that move. So I think we're in a good spot.
Well, Rick, let's talk about some of those steps. What are your short-term goals, your long-term goals, your overall vision for the school district?
First, building relationships and stabilizing the district. That's first and foremost. And so how do we do that, right? It really comes down to focusing on each and every day giving our students the best experience they possibly can have in school. We want them to love coming to school, and we don't want them to go home, and I mean that in the best ways possible, but we want them to really love school. And I think we have the talented staff to do that. Beyond that, it's planning. So I'm very fortunate to reconnect with a former teacher and administrator from West Genesee, Brian Kessel. He's going to help us with some strategic planning, working with OCM BOCES. We haven't really focused on strategic planning in a few years, really taking a deep dive into that. So he's going to come and assist us and you know, collect that feedback, you know, work his way through all that feedback and help us devise a plan that'll guide us for the next 3 to 5 years.
All right, we got to ask you about the big one every district has been facing this fall. It's the cell phone ban in schools. First of all, what are you guys doing? Do you guys do pouches? Do you do lockers? What's kind of the storage thing?
So it depends on the level.
Yeah, okay.
At our high school, which is a 912 building, we decided to use the Yonder pouches.
Okay.
So the students, as they enter the building, they lock their devices in those pouches. They remain in those pouches through the entire day. At dismissal, they wave them over a magnet. They open up and off they go. That's gone remarkably well. At the middle level, we have our students putting their phones in their lockers. And that's going well also. However, it is our hope to use Yonder pouches maybe next year, 26-27 school year, roll the Yonder pouches down to the middle schools. At the elementary level, you know, devices aren't utilized quite as often by those students. But we do have a few students that have those devices. We ask if they could just leave the devices at home. That would be the easiest. But if they do have a device, really just keeping it in cubbies or backpacks. that's our plan for.
So overall, you think it was a good move to ban the cell phones?
Are you seeing the impact?
I do see it. So I think it absolutely is a good move. And just even talking with some of the students, our Board of Education liaisons, and spending some time in the high school talking with students, they've given positive feedback, believe it or not.
That's good.
You know, just watching how this all is unfolded, you know, we anticipate maybe lines coming in the buildings, just, you know, kids shoulder pouches. That hasn't been the case. So that's a testament to our high school administration for really having that plan in place.
Good to hear.
It is.